Okay, hi, welcome to the Awakening Podcast. My name is Katie, and this is episode 8, where I want to talk about stepping into your power. Yes. So, since I am a female and I have a lot of feminine energy, this video is not specifically for females. I just want to say this right now. But I'm going to be talking more of that feminine energy that everybody has. You know, we're all balanced as a human being where we have a little bit of masculine, feminine energy. Okay, so I'm going to try to start at the beginning of this thought process here. So when you are born and you're like a fresh little baby and you're like, hey, like, wah, you are 100% yourself. 100% you. 100% your highest self in a baby. You know what I mean? You're pure, you're you. As you grow up, especially at the ages 0 to 7, if you were somebody who had negative experiences, let's say, between that time gap, or grew up kind of rough, or whatever happened that was negative, that impacts you, and it gets you a little bit farther away from who you are. So this is 100% whole and complete, fresh out of the womb. Like, I'm my highest self, I'm a little baby over here. This is 100% you in a physical form. And as negative experiences happen, you get a little bit farther away. Looking back at human existence, there are a lot of people who compromise. When you compromise, you're not being your 100% soul highest self when you compromise. So what I really want to encourage you is to be 100% yourself. And I mean it. So last year, 2019, was a huge year for me for switching from this boxed in version of myself to my full highest self. And I'm not perfect. I'm not my highest self 24/7, but majority of my time throughout my day or whatever, I act as my higher self and be the best version of myself I can, is what I'm trying to say. So I had this huge shift of being this boxed in, comfortable, safe version of myself to being who I am. And that is the most freeing thing. It really, really is. There's nothing more freeing than that, than just being yourself and then seeing people come into your life and love you for being yourself. It's the best. It's the best. It's better to be yourself than to be somebody who you never were, and hanging on to this character that you never were. And that's when you're this character that you're not, and you're hanging on to that character, that's the lifestyle you're going to be compromising. You're only on earth for so long, and there's really no saying when your time is up here. And if you really want to think deep for a second, there's kind of like a time clock, like counting down the seconds and the minutes and the hours and the days that you are alive, and you don't know when that's gonna end. So just like be you, and like, what do you have to lose, really? What do you have to lose? Judgment? Okay, judge me. Like other people's perspective or other people's thoughts on you do not impact you. You know, if they're thinking it in their head and they don't even say it out loud to you, which is how it mostly goes down, especially through social media. If I posted something and I had a mindset like, oh my God, what's everybody got to think about me? First of all, they're thinking it. They're not saying it to me. So that could be literally unlimited amount of possibilities that they are thinking. I don't know what they're thinking. So that idea of worrying about what another person thinks about you should not impact you, should not impact your choices and your decisions and what fulfills you. Who cares? Who cares? And I get it, because I was that person for a lot of my life. And it's like, I can say it so easily now because I've had so much practice within this last year of putting out, in social media context, for example, and putting out content that is outside of the box that I was in. And I had people even close to me that kind of went why are you posting spiritual stuff? What is going on? Are you losing it? What's up? And I went from being in this little box of, I like clothing, I like fashion, here's a selfie, to hey, wake up. Everybody's a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. And do you manifest? Like, yo, you manifesting though? It was like such outside this box I was in. But talking about this stuff, waking up to the human experience fulfills me way more than other people's opinions of me, like, ever could. Like, if that makes sense. It's just so worth it to find something that fulfills you, and it makes you confident and brave to just, like, be you and, like, not care. Like, literally don't care. If you're going to take anything from this video, I want you to understand, do not give a fuck about anybody. Do what you need to do. You're on Earth for a short period of time. Okay? You understand that? You don't know when you're going to die. And when you are in a box and you are not yourself, you're only damaging yourself, and you're just hurting yourself. Nobody gives a fuck about your life. Can I just say that right now? Like, there's, like, okay, this is how I'm going to explain that, because that's a little harsh. When I go on social media, there's hundreds of people on social media. I can look at their lives or whatever, and I can watch their videos or their Instagram or whatever, and I can watch their life, and that is a form of entertainment. And from a soul to soul, I care about them because they're another human being. I want them to have a good life. I want everybody to have a good life. You know what I mean? On a deep soul level, I care about you. I love you. Even if I don't know you, I love you because, we're all one. If I'm looking at your content, you specifically, like, it's just like, hey, like, hee, like, here's a selfie, like, here's a beer, or whatever. I'm just saying this to put you in a big perspective. Nobody cares if you play it safe or play it big. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? So why do you care? Like, why do you care what these viewers think? Like, be you is what I'm trying to say. And be your highest self, and you got nothing to lose. You really have nothing to lose, but you have everything to gain by being 100% yourself and having life mirror that energy back to you through people and experiences. There's nothing, like, more fulfilling than that. And I went through that, and I'm just starting that whole process. I have the whole rest of my life to be 100% myself, but the first 20 years of my life I wasn't. I was in a box, and I was scared to be who I was, and I get it. If you're in that little box, I get it, but get out of the box, girl or boy, just do it. Anyways, I think I'm going to move on to the next part here. So this is about knowing your value, and from a conscious level, I mean, you can think, oh yeah, like, I know my value. That's cool. But I want to expand your mind for a second. So how reality works is you project out an energy, and that energy gets projected back to you, just to put it in simplest terms. So if you have an energy internally, and I have experienced this, so I'm going off my own experience. If you have an energy internally that is, I'm not worth it, these people can do better than me, that girl's prettier than me, that girl's a better body than me, they're way smarter than me, I'm stupid, I can never get into that school, I can never get that job, like, I can never do that, I can't, it's too hard, I can't do it. Let me stop you for a second. Or if you're somebody who's like, I'm poor, I can't be rich, I'll never be rich, I need to win the lottery. Excuse me? Like, just to get on that for like 2 seconds, there's unlimited amount of money on this planet, and it's getting printed like constantly. Money flows, money circulates. You're never gonna be that broke bitch. You are only gonna be that broke bitch if you want to be that broke bitch. If you keep projecting out that broke bitch energy, that's the energy you're gonna keep getting back. It's being a broke bitch, because that's what life is. Life is a mirror of what's within. So if you want to be a broke bitch, you're gonna be projecting out being a broke bitch, and that's what's gonna keep happening. So I just need to say that real quick. When you have thoughts in your head, like, I'm not valuable, I'm not worth it, I'm stupid, I can't do that, I'm broke, I'm ugly, I'm fat, whatever you want to say about yourself, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a lie and the truth. So it just believes everything you say, and it programs it into your subconscious mind. So the only way to fix this issue is to rewire your subconscious mind with a period of time of, they say it takes 21 days to fully impact your subconscious mind. The best way to impact your subconscious mind is when you're in a low brainwave state before you go to bed, when you wake up, and to say things that you want to believe about yourself. I am pretty, I am smart, I am funny, whatever you want to say. I don't care what you want to say. Just talk yourself up. You got to be your own biggest fan, because if you're not your biggest fan, nobody else is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, how life works, it's a mirror of what's within. So if internally you think super good things about yourself, you think you're gorgeous, handsome, you think you are attractive, you think you are smart and funny, that energy is going to get projected back out into the world, and it's going to get flown back to you through people's opinions of you, through people's energy with you, how people interact with you, whatever happens. It's going to get projected back, because that's how reality works. So, you have full control, guys, of what is going on in your life and how people react to you. And it may not be instant. Like, you can't snap your fingers. You can't change people. There's free will. You can never change a person by going to the outside world. You can change your perspective of them internally, and they can match that energy and change like that. But, you can't change a person. You cannot. So what I want to get into next is with understanding your value and rewiring your subconscious mind to project out that value and high standard and high energy that you have, you'll slowly start to see life bring that in. And it's really crazy to see that. But to bring it back to the beginning of the video, I was talking about how every human being has feminine and masculine energy. Some people have variations of it, but everybody has both. Within the feminine energy, there's a lot of power. And this is something that I just kind of realized as well, but there's men and women, and men have been running the world, running the show for a long time. There's never been, to my knowledge, any sort of female big country leader or any way like that. So the feminine energy has such a different contrast of power than the masculine energy does. The feminine can create life and bring a human being into this world. And not one is better than the other. I'm just going to say this right now. We're literally all equals. We're all one. You know what I mean? Nobody is above anybody. But there's a lot of power in the feminine energy. The world has been scared of that. and I know as time goes on, especially the millennials and Generation Z, like us, we're going to change the world in such a different direction than it ever has been before. And I know that. Like, I know that for a fact. Like, this is not going to keep going down the way it is. There's a lot of power in the feminine energy, and you are naturally born, especially if you're a woman, just for 1 second here, or if you're a woman and you have low standards or low value, I want you to step into this God-given energy that you are born with. And you are a woman who can bring in life. You are a woman who is compassionate and empathetic and in touch with the universe. And step into that power and don't allow another person, anything in the outside world, to affect your inner power. Your inner power and your inner value is what sets the tone of your life. If you have a low standard, and I've experienced this as well, if you have a low standard, a low value system internally, a low vibration internally, you're going to experience that in your physical world, whether it be through relationships, circumstances, your environment, you're going to experience that. But when you change internally and shift and change your belief systems and your internal system, the whole game changes and your whole life changes. Even if you're a man, step more into your feminine energy if that's what you feel is right. Like, you do you. But the feminine energy has a lot of power, and it's kind of been hidden and covered up with a lot of masculine energy. Looking back at the human experience, human history, women were staying at home, pregnant, like cooking, cleaning, like staying at home, like being hidden. And it's like, okay, like let's take a break for a second here. Take a pause on like the men controlling the world here for a second, and let's try to switch things up, okay? Because I really do feel like when the future is female, and not to say like, oh, women are better than men. I'm not saying that at all. I'm making that very clear. We are all equals. but I'm saying a shift in vibration of the planet is really, really needed. And I think women could really impact the world that way. Women are natural nurturers, like if that's the right word, natural caregivers. And even the most like businesswoman still has that feminine, like, let me care for you. Let me help you, energy. So I think the future is going to be changed a lot through women. I hope you step into your power. Every person on this planet, no matter what you are, what gender you are, you have a little bit of feminine energy, and that feminine energy is very powerful. And stepping into 100% who you are, when you're a baby, you're like 100% you, and I need you to be that version of you right now, and act with your intuition and your highest self and your purpose. Do the right thing, be a good person. That's all you can do. All you can do is just be a good person, step up. Yeah. I think it's really, really important that as things start to fall apart internationally with all this chaos going on with government, negative news all the time that keeps you in a low vibration, really terrible news. Step into your power, step into your God-given energy. It's part of you. You're part of the universe. You are part of God. You're a part of Source. And you have to click that into your brain. Like, that's a miracle that you are a part of it. Are you not grateful to be a part of it? You were created from the universe. Like, you're not just this little person that's like, like I'm a fucking noodle over here. Like, you are part of the universe, and that's the gift. And use that gift to your advantage. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.